Hey guys, Kevin Muddy River Tactical. Thank you for joining me. Today I have the new Smith and Wesson FPC, the folding pistol carbine from Smith and Wesson. I'm super excited to shoot this and see how it performs. I've always been a fan of the Keltec Sub 2000, which has been around since 2000 or 2001, which starts to make us all feel old because it definitely doesn't feel like it's been around this long. But this new FPC is definitely got some perks on the Keltec Sub 2000, so I'm excited to see how it performs. So let's take this to the range and see what it can do. Alright guys, so we have the Smith and Wesson FPC. Like we said, it's a folding pistol carbine. Comes in with the MSRP around $659, so it's roughly $100 more than the Keltec Sub 2000, but in my opinion, it's a lot better build quality than the Keltec, and also has a few features that really take it to the next level over the Keltec Sub 2000. So the main thing that I like, other than the build quality being better, is the folding. The latch is right here on the side, just pushes forward, and this folds straight back. The charging handle doubles as the latch to keep it latched, so it's super secure, not a problem at all. The Keltec Sub 2000 folded back over, so the barrel would be upside down here. The issue with that on the Keltec Sub 2000 is you could never run an optic because you couldn't close it with an optic. Well, if you're getting a folding pistol carbine, what's the purpose of not being able to fold it? It just takes all the purpose out of it, in my opinion. So that was always a limiting factor on the Keltec. And also, even if you didn't put an optic on it, if you just put regular sights on the Keltec, you had the same issue because it folded into itself and wouldn't close. So this design is definitely way better. To release, you just barely pull back on the charging handle, it flips out and you're ready to go. So it's super quick and easy, and I like that design a lot. It does come with a threaded barrel, which if you're going to utilize it for folding, I don't necessarily fully think I'll use a threaded barrel, but I guess it's nice to have if you just wanted to shoot it at the range or something like that. This gun, if the full length of it is 30.5 inches when it's unfolded and 16.5 inch long when it is folded, and weighs roughly 5 pounds. The trigger and everything on it's very good. This whole bottom section is just like any of the M&P pistols, so this feels exactly like an M&P pistol. It's got interchangeable grip modules, just like those, so the feel's really good. The one thing I don't like, and we can talk about it here a little more later, is the safeties in front here, which I'm not a super fan of because it's easy to get off, which I guess matters, but getting it back on isn't super easy, and I'm not a super safety fan anyways. I wish they would have put it up here like a AR would be or something, and then you'd have easier controls of it all the time. It is compatible with most double stack Smith and Wesson magazines. It comes with a 17 round mag and two 23 round mags, which the bag storage is in the back, which is super cool, and I actually like it a lot. This button to release it is kind of awkward to get used to as far as like quick mag changes and things like that, which I'm sure if you use it a lot you'd get used to it. But I do like that they're super secure. They're not going anywhere, so especially for a gun that you're folding, I like the design a lot. The one downfall to that, and I'm just going to be honest with you, is when you get 44 rounds, both these mags fully loaded back here, it makes it very unbalanced. So you can imagine it's just super back heavy, which once it gets to your shoulders, not really an issue, but just something to be aware of when you have that many mags in the back. Like we said, the build quality over the Sub 2000 is a lot better. The main thing is being able to run an optic the whole time since it folds in on itself instead of over. That's a huge plus in my opinion. The front has an M-lock rail and then a full Picatinny rail across the front. Like on this one, I just put a Burris Fast Fire that we had sitting around the shop on it, and it works super well. This gun with the 16 and so inch barrel is super accurate, just like you'd expect. It's really fun gun to shoot. So I've never really kept a Smith and Wesson until, if you watched our last video on the competitor, I actually kept that gun and I like that gun a lot. So now that I have this, it's nice I can swap mags between this and the competitor and it's just kind of a complete setup. So whether you're making a bug out bag or just a truck gun or just like the folding carbines, this is definitely a nice setup. And then pair with a double stack pistol, and then you got mags that you can interchange and swap back and forth, so that's super nice. The safety on this is, or not safety, the mag release is swappable. I have not swapped it. The one thing I wish they would have gone away with, which I know why they did it, so it could use more mags, but I wish the mags didn't have that plastic insert between them, but I get the point behind it as well. So it comes with a super nice carrying bag, which is nice. It velcros in there, so a lot of guys are using these for truck guns. You can put it under the seat, wherever, behind the seat, and it's not noticeable at all. And on the bag, it's just straight gray, so it doesn't stick out. It doesn't scream that it's a gun or anything like that. So you'd actually have to look into the bag to know what it was. The trigger is flat faced and has the trigger safety on it. The trigger is actually surprisingly good. So it's got just a little bit of take up and then a nice clean crisp break. And then the reset is just short and then right back to that brake. It's just overall really good, and I like it a lot. The charging handle, like we said, doubles as a mag or the catch, which is nice. There's just a lot of nice features in this gun that makes it, you know, a super good option, and definitely takes the edge on this market for the 9mm. I personally don't see sub 2000 selling much when this is compared to it. You know, nothing against sub 2000s. I have one and they shoot great. They just lack some features that this really made up the gap for. Overall, the reliability of this thing, I brought it home just to shoot, you know, a couple hundred rounds through it, do the review. But now that I kept the competitor, I'm going to be keeping this as well. And actually, I took it out tonight and shot it again. So I got about 500 rounds through it. And it's just a pleasure to shoot. Super reliable. Haven't had any issues with it at all. The one thing, and I'll have to look into it, so sorry I don't really have a clear answer, and maybe there's a reason for it, but it doesn't lock back on any of the last shots. So on your last shot, it's kind of awkward. I wish it would lock back, and maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something wrong with it, or maybe it just doesn't. I'm not sure. I'll definitely look into that, and then when we do the 1,000 round review, we'll address that. That is one little thing I did notice. Like we said, the accuracy on this was awesome. I put the red dot on it and I shot it out 120, 130 yards, right around that range. Is about as far as we can go at the range where we're at, and it's super accurate and just shoots good. So overall, if you're in the market for a folding pistol carbine, I would definitely suggest this one. It's my favorite on the market right now. And also it's nice to be able to swap. If you have a Smith and Wesson, it makes it an even sweeter deal, and you can swap pistol mags with it and be good to go. So if you're in the market for one, definitely check them out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Obviously, we don't make any holsters for this. We're just doing a gun review on this. But if you need any holsters for any of your M&P pistols or anything like that, check us out at muddyrivertactical.com, and we'd be happy to get you taken care of. Until next time, keep practicing and always be prepared.